All right.
Here we go. What? Oh,
Hey, Alec, how's
okay.
it
It wasn't playing
going?
them for some reason at the beginning there.
I know
Hey,
it
what's
wasn't.
up? Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's going on?
Michelle got voted out last episode. Let's go.
I mean, hey, we're all happy about that. We're
Yeah.
nobody just like that. We love that. We love the fact that she just got completely screwed over.
God,
We love that.
we
We love
love
it.
moments that are like out of the
Um,
player's control and they're just screwed. It's like that's what we come to
yeah,
Survivor for.
it's the best. Yeah, we like Mario Party BS is what we is what
Yeah,
we
it's like
dig.
a
You know, and
Bowser
Survivor.
Revolution just happened, you know?
It was. That was exactly what that
Let's take you out of a
was.
perfectly good spot and throw you to the wolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Wow.
like a lot of lost potential there with Michelle, unfortunately, because of these shenanigans. She seemed like she was just starting to cook, you know, like she would meet
Yeah.
up with Earl, strategize with him. They had their core four, as they called it, and we're getting bracing ourselves for the different fours to interact and see which four has supremacy. But we didn't get that. Instead, we
Yeah.
got split up, and then three out of the four were in the one that Michelle ended up on. Three out of the four horsemen, you know.
Right.
At
Right.
least we had some drama here, because theoretically, Dreams had been saying how he wanted Stacy out all this time, and ultimately, when it push came to shove, he voted Michelle out over Stacy, and Mookie was left odd man out, voting for Stacy. So we got to see the fallout
Yeah, it
of
was kind
that.
of a yeah, it was kind of a weird a moment, but it seems like because Mookie and Dream sort of had like a little bit of a mutuality sort of going on thing, so
Hmm.
they were trying to keep hidden from Dreams that they had the idol, but then they just told him, like Mookie just decided to tell him.
That's true.
Edgardo and Alex were not super keen on that, but Mookie tried to flip it, and I think Dream sort of like accepted, like kind of. He's like, look, I'm gonna keep them going along for as long as I can because that feels like crap, but like I can't really trust them very fully anymore. But
Yeah.
Mookie's trying to like sort of come alongside and be like, hey, look, they're like Alex and Edgardo are gonna like leave us to the wolves when it comes down to it because they're allied with other people.
Yeah, and they were
So it's
saying
like we got to
Alex was
stick
the one.
together.
They were the one pushing like to keep Stacy along, and their Mookie and Dreams knew
Yeah,
that's not good for them.
yeah.
So
So they were like, yeah, we gotta try to get rid of that, and then
but ultimately, it was
now what
a
happens?
in the moment decision. They didn't get any time to talk or anything. So
No.
we'll see. We'll see the fallout of that and what's to come. Maybe we have an
Yeah.
actual proper merge vote here. Let's see.
Instead of this weird, or you imagine they just do this weird, like tiny little tribe vote the whole time.
Yeah.
I hope not.
every time, reshuffle the deck all the way to
Yeah,
the
every
end.
time it's a 2v2 mini game, and whoever loses,
Yep.
you have to get rid of somebody.
Yeah, two of you will be bonded, and then if one of you gets voted
Yeah,
out, both of you get voted out this time.
yeah. Can you imagine? There's probably a time later down the line where that happens in Survivor.
It's
Who
like
knows
a
at this point?
it's like a what do you call it? It's like a blood. I don't know. I feel like there's a word for it.
A Destiny Bond?
Destiny bond.
That's
That's
a
right.
Pokemon move. It's
Yeah,
Destiny
exactly.
Bond. Yeah. um.
But all right.
Yeah.
So as always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of a reaction, and come back afterwards for the discussion. Okay.
All right. You know, she's
The
just
heck.
yeah. I mean, remember, there's all kinds of stuff we don't see off screen. So,
Yeah, but Mookie was pissed at her
uh,
for sending him to
yeah.
exile. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
like
make
super,
her
like
pay.
unbelievably angry about that. Yeah.
All right, well there you have it. Edgardo has been voted out. What a
Yeah.
great
What a twist! What a bunch of twists!
blindside it was.
Yeah.
It's a big moment, and yeah, we owe it all to Dreams. We owe it all to Dreams.
Yeah.
And we owe it. Stacy was the one who brought up the idea of let's do Edgardo because it'll hit him from the left.
Yep.
You won't expect it.
Which is pretty smart.
Yeah.
Which is actually really smart. Like that was actually a really good way to do it. But I love that everyone was like, yeah, well, but don't tell Dreams.
Yeah. So I mean, they knew. The four horsemen, or the three of the four horsemen, knew not to tell Dreams because of his connection to the other side. And yet Mookie, of course, did that spur of the moment, just told him, and that literally cursed him from from then on out. That was the thing that ruined their whole idol play here. And yeah, so it's like, not only did he tell them about the idol, but then he told them who they're going to play the idol on, but then they were like, oh, we don't trust that necessarily, so let's vote for the other person who's not even in the running, and then just like not tell Dreams. So Dreams has been, and it seems like from the preview that the horsemen are clocking it as well, that he's kind of sneaking the grass.
Yeah, a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of bit.
Ratting everything out.
No.
So I guess it seems like his ultimate allegiance is with, or he was intending it to be at least with Earl's side, because he ultimately did tell them who actually had the idol, so they knew. And then he was just gonna try to play it off. He was really just gonna try to play the middle and get the best of both worlds. It's just not that easy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, is that his continued plan moving forward? Because if it is, I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of. I mean, okay, they've used him as a pawn, but it's like, what are you going to do now? Like, you're going to have to keep winning immunity, basically, to stay in my opinion, because eventually they'll want to cut you loose.
Right. I mean, Earl was Earl was vocalizing that, how he's like, well, no, we can't even. He keeps seeing you going talking with the enemy. You're clearly trying to play both sides. Like, everybody seemed to have clocked that, and then he's like, so I'm gonna have to cut you sooner or later.
Yeah.
So he's giving big wild card energy right now. So
big wild card, yeah. See, Earl was thinking even earlier in the episode, maybe Mookie and Dreams could try to lie with them, but they're hard to trust. They're wild cards. Yeah, Dreams is just, this whole episode is playing both sides. It's like, how do you? It's like, what his game is his own. Like, I think that was another thing. I don't remember who said that, but like, he's just playing his own game, and you gotta. I think it was Earl that was saying that. It's like, he just plays his own game the whole time, but it's like, at some point you got to tell some people some things, because you're not going to get far just on your own completely.
Yeah.
So
the problem is he was telling both sides things. Yeah.
Well, he decided to side with Earl's side and tell their side more, and then lie to his other team, which he hadn't really done. He's kind of, I think one of his big problems as a player, it tends to be that he's just kind of open about everything in a weird way. Like, he just will, when pushed to it. Because, like, I mean, the reason he voted Michelle out was just because she mentioned that she doesn't know him very well.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to vote for you then.
Which is like, what is that about?
So he's like you can't, you got to be on edge around this guy. You never know who he's going to waffle on next,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a lot of wild stuff going on with like, so they're trying to get Stacy to vote for them to vote for Earl, and then Stacy, they got the hint that like Stacy was not going to be voting with them because she just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, which is also ironic that like Alex like really thought like Stacy's like my person I need to take with us to the end. And immediately she's like, I'll turn on Alex the first chance I get.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not
Like,
really that
save
close to him.
myself.
Yeah, that's what she was like. She's like, whatever. If I saves myself. Then so that with that they were like, okay, well let's try to figure this out. We could vote for Earl to try to get the immunity out.
Yeah.
And give it to Alex because he's probably gonna be voted for them. Because yeah, didn't Dreams tell them that they were thinking about voting for Alex, right? Or did they just sort of
Well,
clock that? Did they sort of just figure that out?
I think they just figured it out because the fact that Moogie is the only one out of them that has gone to exile, so
Yeah.
likely has the
Yeah.
idol out of them. So they would
Mhm.
you would assume they would go for Alex by
You gotta give
default.
it to Alex. Yeah. And then so to try and they were like, yeah, so that's the only way to save it. So then Dreams goes back and says, hey, Alex actually has the idol.
Hmm.
They gave it, and is like, I'm positive about that. And then he fucks off somewhere else. He just like disappears.
Yeah.
And then they're like, cool, that's good to know. We'll vote for Mookie then. And then Stacy's like, wait. If they think it's just between the two of them, we'll completely blindside them and just go for Edgardo. Like, why not?
Yeah, well,
At this point,
that's the fact that they literally, they see Dreams going back and forth. So it's like, do we even trust? Is this a
Yeah.
whole ploy now to get them to vote for Mookie
right?
when they really
Right.
are playing the idol on Mookie? And it's like, okay,
Right,
then
yeah.
just all right, let's go for the one that wasn't even mentioned. That's the safe route.
Yeah.
Poor Edgardo caught in the
Yeah.
crossfire.
Yeah. Edgardo is just like he's just playing his game. He's kind of boring, but like I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of liked Edgardo all the same.
It's a great he has a great reaction at Tribal Council where he's like all smiles as this
Yeah, his
plan
all
is coming
big
together, and then as soon as his name comes up,
Dude.
drops instantly.
Yeah, because he realized. I think it was like that moment. He's like, "Oh, we got played."
I feel like I've seen that as
We got
like
played.
a GIF around the Survivor community a lot, like that smile just
Yeah.
drop. Like it's a great one.
Yeah,
It's a great moment, and it is like it's sad because you imagine there's so much footage of them like those three guys like being hyped that they're about to pull this big heist off. Like, yeah, we got him. Alex is so like smug, going like as he goes up there, and he's like, "Yeah, we got this."
Yep.
And then boom,
You got this.
all their faces have dropped,
then they
it's like, oh man, we just got embarrassed out here.
Yeah, I didn't know they rehide the idol though. That's interesting. If it doesn't
This
get
is a new,
used, they rehide it.
New thing. I mean, they never had that before. They only had because the idol was different this time. This is the first time we had two idols to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But now, yeah, they re-hit it as well.
Yeah,
so
it'll be interesting. So that does keep Exile Island more interesting again. Yeah. It does keep it late game more interesting if something like this happens,
like,
rather than just being a.
Do we still just keep sending the same people that have been there? Is that still the best option? Still kind of might be anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe they end up with two
might
idols, but it's better than splitting them between more people having the possibility. But, do you have someone in mind to give an MVP award to?
I mean, I think it's got to be Dreams, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he's just insane. It's like insane to watch. I don't even know how his brain's working half the time. It's like it's going. I can't predict what he's gonna do next. Is the thing.
Different.
It's so kind of wild. I mean, that already makes him an interesting player. I don't know if that makes him a good Survivor player.
Right, it's fun.
I probably wouldn't say so, but it does make it fun because it's like you never know what decision he's going to make next, and it keeps you on your toes. That's for sure. That's why I was like, "What the heck are you doing?" But it kind of makes sense that he's doing that because it's like, does he really trust these guys? I still personally, for me, it's like I think that's way too early to do that because you're essentially giving the whole game up to these people. But I guess to a certain degree, it also feels like it's now or never that he does that. So
we never truly know his full rationale on these things. Maybe we'll get a little more next episode, but it's like,
again, next episode,
he's just always recalculating, like, what's the best route.
Yeah. So
anything else from this episode? We did have the
Um,
that challenge where everybody was picking on Stacy. Was our Courtney this time around?
yeah, a little bit. She didn't seem too put out by it. Um, they went on a yacht trip
Yeah.
where Boo and Cassandra and Yao Man were all basically trying to quote unquote
Dreams. Yeah.
brainwash Dreams. And Dreams is sort of like not being kind of non-committal about it, but he was
Yeah.
sort of
That's
drinking a little bit of the tea.
that's what it seems to show from just this episode is that he's not like that the
Yeah.
great. Like he's kind of got a good poker face at times, but overall his demeanor,
Yeah.
like he doesn't do a good job of hiding that he has
Yeah.
doubts, or even like Earl seeing that he's going back and forth. It's very clear that he's trying to play
Yeah.
both sides, and then here he's very clearly
Right.
not committing to it.
He's not subtle about it, yeah, really at
Yeah.
all. I mean, it's funny because he then plays that to Earl because he's like, "Hey, I can tell you're doubting me," and Earl's like, "Of course I am."
Yeah.
It's like, of course, like I don't have to hide that. It's just, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you got to give it to him. I mean, he spiced the episode up and a half. Like he basically, it's like all the subterfuge is just totally gone on that side. Like they're just screwed now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
So-
so
yeah.
it's fun. It's funny. The fallout's gonna be so interesting now because it's like the two guys are left out, like who thought they pulled this idol play
Yeah.
off, and then you got Dreams who awkwardly voted for Mookie, thinking that Mookie was gonna go, and
Yeah.
but was left out by the people he was trying to work with, and also play
Right,
both
so
sides.
he's screwed
So
kind of
where-
regardless. Like
where
they'll
does he
probably
go?
yeah. I mean, he sort of has to stick with them, sort of. But maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
So-
We'll have to see. Come back next week for another episode of Survivor Fiji, as always.
It's
This is
been-
what we
it's
were
been
waiting
it's a
for.
ride.
This is what we were like cucked out of last episode. It was like these two
Yeah.
forces coming to a head here, and
This is what we were waiting for. This is exactly what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they both had ammunition on both sides, and it just took Dreams moving some information one way or another to tip the scales here. So.
Or every way. Or he's just like, oh, by the way, they have the idol. Yeah.
So too bad
Then-
Michelle couldn't share in this glory,
Nope. She could not.
But all right, well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out? Do you have any idea what they should check out? What video they should check out next?
Go check out
Who's a good
Good.
good ratting out or blindside?
I was gonna say some drama. I was gonna say some a little bit of drama. Total drama.
Total
I was gonna
Drama
say,
Island
watch
episode 1.
We'll go watch episode 10 of Survivor Palau.
Oh yeah. What's
Yeah.
that?
That was some drama at tribal council during that one. That was where Janu leaves.
Janu quit. All right.
Janu quits.
That's fair. All right, check that out. What was it? I think I called it like Janu. It was too much for her or something.
It's too much for her.
So check out that. episode.
What am I saying? I'm trying to read my notes here. Everyone else laughs and jokes. Jeff is not amused one bit. What is this? I know how the cage contestant breathes.
I know how
That must be what I. That must be what I called the immunity challenge. I know how the
When they
cage
were-
contestant breathes.
when they were underneath the grate in the water.
Oh, that was it.
breathing.
Yeah. Junu is out right away. Has to go to beach alone. Everyone else laughs and jokes. Jeff is not amused one bit. I guess.
Classic.
Junu makes fire. She refocuses, feels good, and dances. There's all kinds of adventures in that episode. Go check it out.
Yeah, it was Janu's episode for sure. All right.
It was big time.
And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for more Survivor videos and other fun variety of content. Like the video, hit the notification bell, click the link in the description for our social media, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. And if
Yeah.
you do, we'll read the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast, unless it's something that will be better suited for our season reviews, which we always do at the end of every season. I might bring it up
Yep.
there
One way or the other, it'll get read.
every time. Well, unless you talk about like season down the road,
Yeah, that's true.
then it might not get read ever.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Like, wow, season 44 of Survivor is pretty
This
epic.
reminds me of that.
Yeah. Reminds me of this.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
Take care.